What's up guys, Pidget here. This is my normal endgame update for Kinetic Fusillade Ballista Hierophant, and the damage and tonkiness is skyrocketed, and also I completed my void stones pretty damn easily and face tung a little bit the endgame bosses as well, although not immortal territory because I just invested like 5 divine into this build, and I plan to push even further with a little bit more investment to Uber endgame because I have a very nice PoB. Let's see what is the differences between the other people versions. So guys, first this is an evasion based and also mind over matter monostacker version. So every single hit we taking it's getting directed to our mana. This is 50% because of the Hierophant ascendancy node, and also we have tons of energy shield regen, around like 500 energy shield regen, and that is making very comfortable when you're just taking a few hits and or just walking over damage over time puddles. And we have Ghost Dance on top of that, so multiple hit defensive layers as well there, because this build has like almost 20k evasion rating. So when we taking a hit, we recovering like 800 energy shield every single time, and we can do that 3 times in a row. And also we can have the Arcane Cloak defensive layer as well, because we stacking mana, we will have a very fat Arcane Cloak in our build when it's triggering. Although for boss fights I'm suggesting to you to self-cast this one, because you can time it when you have the burst window, the boss is stationary, because you know the boss can outrange your totems, so you will not deal damage, but that's not a big deal in my opinion. You just need to pay a little bit attention on that side. So let's see what items you need if you want to make the switch from the other version if you want. So first, the wand. The wand is a little bit different because you want mana on this one, and basically that is the biggest difference, and this is making the wand is also much more cheaper in my opinion, because you don't need double flat damage on it. It's much better just, you know, flat damage, mana, and you can craft on spell damage, little bit crit, and basically you set for the end game till like Uber end game content. And this one wand was 120 chaos, which is by the way almost half a divine, so it's not a big deal in my opinion. It's a very good deal. And the shield guys, so I self-crafted this shield. It has a very fat spell damage and a very huge amount of life, and also it has mana and intelligence, which is even more mana, right? So this shield is kind of good in my opinion. So you can get this one as well. Just spam life essence on it and just purchase a fractured mana shield on it, and basically this is how you can have such a nice shield. The gloves is once again just we care about evasion energy shield basis, because later on we will swap to suppression version, so the making the swap much easier. You only looking on this one mana, maximum life and resistances, and inflict lightning exposure, and also intimidate on hit, which is, you know, more damage taken on the target, so it's very welcomed. The boots is basically just once again mana, life, resistances, and movement speed, and I got life regen on this one. Honestly, the more life regen you have on the gear, the better, because the more energy shield regen will be while you mapping, which is very welcomed honestly, and it's very comfortable to run around like that much energy shield regen. The rings just basically mana and mana regeneration rate. Very important guys, because mana regeneration rate is your defensive layer. So with this one we can get 1k mana regen when our totems up, and our totems will be always up. So this is how you can have a very nice mana regen and comfortably just play the game, use all of your abilities, because by the way we using the mind of the conceal helmet. You don't need the Socrates gems cost reservation multiplier, that is not doing anything because I'm not using aura here, so don't ignore that. The thing is, every single time when we attacking, lose 3% of our mana, and the ballistas is counting as attacks, as you can see here, and the frenzy as well counts as attack, and the shield charge as well. So this is why it's very important to have a very nice mana regen. This is why we using mana regen rate on the rings. And on the amulet guys, I just literally wanted attributes, life, and maximum mana. and a little bit chaos res, because I almost kept chaos res as well, which is kinda good honestly, and it's comfortable as well. And we anointing the surveillance, so that is basically additional totem, very nice, right? So it's extra damage. And I'm using the restless sword. This is where our energy shield regen is coming from, because we using the zealot's oath keystone, so all of the life regeneration rate converted to energy shield regen, and this is how we can have 500 energy shield regen. And I'm using the new cord belt with Prodigia Perfection Anointment, because that is mana and spell damage also. So that is a very nice damage and tonkiness at the same time from a single very cheap anointment, very important. And I got this base for 60 chaos and just used a few chaos essence on it till I got this bad boy. So the passive tree, guys, the passive tree, I did not change one single thing on the passive tree from the league start, but I will show you the most crucial things. So once again, we talk about Zealot's Oath, very important. This is how you get energy shield regen to your build. And also we taking Mind Over Matter and the Ghost Dance Keystone. So every single time when we take a hit, we will recover 3% of our evasion rating as energy shield, which is very welcomed. And we're using here a careful planning unique javel to get dexterity to the build, because this build is dexterity starved very big time. So this is fixing, and it's like 2 chaos, so it's a very easy fix. And also gives us accuracy rating, which is very needed for this build. And yes, so the tonkiness is also comes from 5% off from hits taken from your nearest totem's life before you. So that is also, you know, a little bit more tonkiness. So basically, guys, we have a very huge amount of damage reduction already, although later on I want to push even further. And ascendancy, guys, so because we stacking mana, we taking here the divine guidance. This is gives us increased mana and transfigured of mind. This is increased and reduction to maximum mana, also applies to damage at 30% of their value. So this is very nice damage increase, because we're taking a lot of mana nodes, right? So we're taking mana nodes here, even here, even more here, right? So you seeing it what I'm saying. We're taking conviction of power, minimum endurance charge, power charge, very welcomed. And also we're taking pursuit of fate, +1 maximum totem placement speed and duration, awakening 5% more damage per summon totem, regenerate 5% of mana per second for each totem summoned, very good. And also it gives us life regen as well, so this is energy shield regen currently, which is also very welcomed in this build. Now the links. So in the body armor I'm using Ballista Totem, Kinetic Fusillade, increased critical damage, elemental damage with attacks, less duration, and greater volley. This is not changed. In the helmet I'm using more duration, arcane cloak, efficacy, because this is gives us skill effect duration for the arcane cloak, so we have much better uptime on that one, because we taking reduce skill effect duration here, right? So this is reducing the arcane cloak uptime, but with that one we not losing that much in my opinion. And we taking automation, but once again when you're fighting on these bosses, I'm not advising to have this on. It's much better if you self-casting it and just timing it when it needs to be, and not like the boss is doing some sort of, you know, invulnerable phase and your arcane cloak is proccing, so you're not getting any benefit from it. In the wand we're using precision with arrogance, and we're using flame dash as our movement skill, faster attack, momentum, and shield charge. This is our you know, this is how fast we can shield charge, and we can get much faster when we have frenzy charges. How are we getting frenzy charges? We're using frenzy with custom critical support, greater volley, and conductivity. Because we're dealing a lot of lightning damage, conductivity is almost the best curse that we can use. And the thing is, frenzy is also grants us frenzy, because, you know, cannot deal damage to the target, but we can gain frenzy charges. And the best quality of life for this build is the body armor, because increased endurance, frenzy, and power charge duration. So we have like 22-second long frenzy charges, so you don't really need to attack too much and have a nice uptime on your frenzy charges, because, you know, most of the builds needs to attack very often, but we only need like every 20 seconds, which is very nice and comfortable to play with it. In the boots, we're using Eternal Blessing with Grace, and we're using Sigil of Power and Flame Wall. So guys, I dropped the Tornado setup because I have a feeling that is not 50% more damage multiplier, it's maybe less, and sometimes I notice the Tornado somehow goes out, I don't know, to Narnia, so it's not hitting the target. It's much better the Sigil of Power, because this is also gives you flat damage, right? And also when you reaching maximum stages like this, you taking less damage when the enemy is inside here, and most of the time the bosses is just teleporting on you or just gives you a lot of flat damage. So look at this, how much, so 54k. Look at this, I ramping up quickly, this is very quick, and 61k. See, so it's a very huge damage boost for this ability. And I'm using Flame Wall because Flame Wall is also, you know, a little damage increase, like 10% increase, so it's very welcome. Maybe honestly we could pair Sigil of Power and Tornado, so maybe that would be also beneficial, even if it's not 50% more damage, but it would be much comfortable, maybe the single target damage. Now guys, a few words why I swapped from the Holy Hammer. So the Holy Hammer, I couldn't push to that to Uber tonkiness. So the damage, guys, on the Holy Hammer is insane. So I think that was my fastest Shaper kill ever. But I could not push that one to Uber endgame tonkiness, sadly. Because suppression needed, life needed, there is so much things that we need, and we cannot fulfill all of this requirement. So the best way was I just rerolled the character to the totem guy, because I have a very nice POB for this one, and it's very promising looking on against Uber bosses, and I will try to push that one to Ubers, and we will see how it feels at that point. So I updated both guides, so if you want to take the latest version of the Berserker Holy Hammer, you can take one, and you can just check out this one as well if you want. Till then guys, I hope you will enjoy this version of this build, and I just wanted to test out as well how it's performing in the normal end game. I hope you enjoyed this short update video for my Kinetic Fusillade Hierophant. If you have any question, please leave a comment below, or you can find me on twitch.tv/Pidget2. Thanks for watching, I was Pidget, see you next time.